Well, I'm joined now by the former Deputy Speaker of the Israeli Knesset, Moshe Feiglin. Moshe, welcome to the programme. Thank you very much for your time. We were talking about Keir Starmer, so I want to put it to you. How do you feel the British have responded to this situation currently?
Well, honestly, I was not surprised at all. The direction the United Kingdom is taking for the previous years are very clear. There is no moral clarity behind all these high legal words. What your prime minister simply don't understand is that this war is between good and evil. This is what we're talking about. And when you're not when you're standing in front of a situation like that, where this Islamo-Nazi regime, okay, that stands behind killing tens of thousands of civilians all around the world, okay, including its own civilians, again and again for over a decade, since the 70s actually, when a regime like that is preparing an atomic bomb and ballistic missiles and declare openly for 15 years, or actually 20 years, that they're going to erase the Jewish state, the one and only Jewish state. They're going to finish the job that Hitler did not finish, okay? When a regime like that, and when evil like that appears in the world, and we saw at the 7th of October exactly what it means, worse than the Nazis, very proud, religiously proud of what they did. Just as the long hand of the Iranians, okay? We see the face of the evil over here. So we have a war against evil that wants to take over the whole world, including London, as you know very well. When that war starts, and the Prime Minister of England says, like the three monkeys, I did not see, I did not hear, I will not talk. Okay, that puts what was the United Kingdom of England in a very bad moral position.
Well, and I'll just reiterate that, and I said this yesterday, that doesn't necessarily reflect the views of many of the people in the United Kingdom, by the way. So some of the things that we've seen, a lot of us are not happy with the direction and the behaviour of our Prime Minister. I personally feel that he looks very, very weak on this. Are you finally, in a sense, relieved? Not that you're seeing strikes in other countries, of course, that's not the point, but that finally the other Arab countries are looking and saying, hold on a minute, because actually they're getting a taste of what you've had to go through for many years, and now finally they've been trying to pacify Iran because they wanted to prevent military strikes. They've been mediating diplomatically. But are you now pleased to hear them now speaking and understanding what you've been through?
Well, I don't count on that. I don't trust that as well. Obviously, the victory over the Iranian regime is definitely in the interest of many other Arab countries as well. But I want to make it very clear. We, the Israelis, we are not fighting this war just because of our own interest, just to survive. That's not the point. And that's not the reason why the Israeli state, the Jewish state, were established to begin with. This is not the reason why the Jews appeared in history to begin with. We represent the good against the evil. This is our deep story. This is what we are here for, okay? And when evil like that appear, we have to fight it. I'm very, very proud that the soldiers, the pilots, the Air Force that killed this satanic Khamenei, okay, were Israelis and not Americans. I'm very happy about it. That kind of evil we have to destroy by ourselves. I'm very happy that we are standing together with the Americans, but I'm very happy that the force that started this operation were the Israel. The symbol here is very important. Every person in the world and definitely in England, should decide today, where are you standing with? Who are you standing with? The good or the bad side of history? Decide today.
OK. Well, listen, it's been really good to talk to you. Thank you very much. The former Deputy Speaker of the Israeli Knesset Moshe. Let's go straight to the US and speak to the host of the Politics People podcast, Paul Duddridge, to get his reaction. Paul.
Good morning. Can I just say the coverage from GB News has been extraordinary. It's the best channel for following this breaking story. Deeply saddened by the news of the fallen military personnel. That is quite an awful development. It's interesting the reaction in the US. I will say, as a Brit, I've had some Americans knowing and pointing out the lack of support seemingly from Keir Starmer. And that surprises me because most people don't know Keir Starmer's name, but I've had at least two people in the last 24 hours disappointed at, so that might be something in the future. That politically, coupled with the Labour Party's support of Kamala Harris during the election campaign, might actually put a bit of a dent in US-UK relations in the coming months. So there's that. We've had major celebrations. Los Angeles has such a it's the largest Iranian population outside Iran. I think it's up to, in the greater Los Angeles area, it's up to 600,000 members of the Iranian diaspora, and they've been celebrating, whilst at the same time, downtown, we had Jane Fonda yesterday joining the no Iranians in the anti-war protest at all. But and we're getting a lot of talk now that apparently this is illegal. But technically, Trump hasn't actually declared war. So Congress is the only body that can declare war. Trump hasn't actually declared war. These are surgical strikes. These are activities and actions which are actually performing the act of taking care of US assets in the region and preventing any imminent danger to the US itself or its interests in the region. So it's getting, these are the kind of conversations that are being had here about whether the war's even legal. And indeed, Trump now has to actually, I think after 48 hours, regardless of not declaring war, Trump, any president that puts boots on the ground, well, takes military action, uses military personnel, has to give a written account of himself in 48 hours to Congress. So we'll be seeing that developing Monday, Tuesday.
And there are rumours now that Cuba could be next, really?
Very much so. Yeah, I mean, Trump is talking quite... Remember, look, Venezuela, January. We get Iran, February. Cuba has been a thorn in the side of the United States for quite a while. Many administrations have tried to deal with Cuba. They're a much simpler target. I mean, just the proximity. I think they're 90 miles off the coast of Florida. And so Trump, I think on Friday, said in a news interview that it's just like he's looking at basically gently, I think, or taking over Cuba. And I think, again, this is what you're going to see next. I mean, look, we got the midterm elections and he won't get support from Congress is the feeling in the Republican Party. So he is getting as many of these activities under his belt before he may become a lame duck president from January 2027. And with that in mind, he is making good on all his campaign promises and making those regime changes to actually, look, he wants out of war. He is the president of peace, which might seem ironic this weekend, but you can't have peace if you leave these agitating administrations in place all over the world. And so he's seeking to remove them whilst he still has the political capital to do so.
All right, Paul Duddridge, thank you very much, host of the Politics People podcast. Always good to talk to you.